Hello everyone, my name is Deb Domke. I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. This is the card we're going to make today. It's a graduation card and it's a spring up card, so it's really cute, and we're going to make the envelope for it also because this is a larger card and everyone has someone that they know that'll be graduating this year, and I think it's a fabulous card to send out. And so, like I said, this is what we're going to be doing today. I did get the idea from Heidi Backs at Running with Scissors, and I've just changed it up a little bit and made it my own. I've added to it to make it a little pop up a little bit. You're going to be needing the large number framelit dies that are in our celebration catalog, the occasions catalog, and it also comes with coordinating stamps, so you can save 15% by buying the stamps and the dies. We're going to be needing the teeny tiny wishes stamp set. We're going to use Happy Graduation, and this is in our annual catalog. And we're also going to be needing cottage greetings. I'm going to use the Congrats, and this stamp set you can also find in our annual catalog. You'll need your big shot in order to cut the dies out for the 2016. And I've already have mine prepped, so I won't, in order to save some time. And you're going to need some black cardstock. And this cardstock measures 10.5 inches by 5 1/4. And I have scored it at 2 5/8 and then at 5 1/4. And we just fold it in half. Line it up, make sure it's even. Take our bone folder and crease it. And then fold this in to the score line. Make sure it's even. And give it a nice crease with your bone folder. And then we're going to flip it over. And this is a little difficult, but if you mess with it, it's not that bad. And you're going to bring this end up and fold it up to the score line and press it down, and take your bone folder and give it a nice crease. And it should look like this. And you're going to do this end and bring it over to the same score line. Flatten it down and give it a nice crease. That's the hardest part of this card. And then your card's going to look like this. Not bad. And then you're going to turn your card over like this, get a ruler and a pen, and you're going to come up here and mark. Put your ruler to the ends, and it'll be 5 1/4. And you're going to mark. Put a small little mark at 2 5/8. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Just a little mark right on the end. And since it's black cardstock, I thought my white gel pen would show me my mark better. And then once you've done that, you need to grab your Stampin' Up Trimmer, excuse me, and you're going to put your card in, and you're going to line up that little white tick mark to this score line here, the long X coming out, and you're going to line that up on your little runner here, and line that up, and you're going to slice it off. And you're going to do the same to the other side. Line up your tick mark to the score line that X coming out, and slice that off. And this is what your card should look like now. Excuse me. So this is how the card should look. And then you're going to flip it back over, fold those in together like that. Fold this up and down like that. And then just take your bone folder and crease it down. And there's your card. See how it just springs back up. Fold it back there. And there's the card. And we're going to glue this section down eventually, but not right now. You're going to need a piece of white cardstock that measures 5 1/8 by 2 1/2, and that will fit right here. Oh, mine's a little bit long. Let me make sure I measured that right. 5 1/4, so it should be 5 1/8, but this one's a little long. Let's see if my other one's the same length. Nope, I measured this one right. I made a second one just in case I messed up on my stamping. And this is going to go right here. So we're going to set it down just before we glue it. And you're going to put your card down like this. And we're going to stamp on this side and then again on this side. And I am using the Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And I already have my stamps ready. This is the congratulations. Well, it says congrats. I love the font on this one. Ink it up. Make sure it's inked well. And then holding this down, I'm going to center this up and put it close to there and just press down. Turned out nice. And then Happy Graduation I'm going to put on this side. And that looks good. I'm going to center it up and then just set it down and pop it up. And that looks good. Now I can cover my ink pad up so it doesn't dry out. Set that to the side. Pull this out. And we're going to glue that down on this small section here. And I need to grab my glue just one moment. You think you always have everything ready and at this right in reach, and then you find out, oh no, I don't. Okay, we're going to put some glue on the back of this. And then center it down. That looks good. And then just give it a nice little press. And then on my original one, I took the Wink of Stella and I outlined everything in Wink of Stella. I'm going to let this dry before I do any of that. And then you just fold these back in, and then we're going to put that down. So on this triangle part here, we're going to add some glue, because we can glue this down now that we have our sentiment in there. Doesn't take much glue. And then just open it back up and press that section down. Give it a nice rub to get the glue smeared around in there. And then push those together, and that's going to hold. Voila. Nice. Okay, now we're going to take a large brad. I got this over at Walmart. And we're going to take a Sharpie pen, black Sharpie pen, and color our brad. Going to color it black. And this doesn't take long to do. And it does dry on fairly quick, and it stays on. So you don't have to worry about it rubbing off. It won't rub off. I guess it would if you sat there and played with it enough, but it won't come off on your fingers. So that's done. So we'll set that aside so it can dry. And that's ready. And then you're going to need a piece of vanilla cardstock for the diploma. And that measures 1 3/4 by 2 3/4. And you're going to just use your bone folder and curl it to break the fibers down in the cardstock. And do both sides of it. Really get that broke down so you can roll it up. And then just, it's hard for me because I got long nails, but it does work. And just start rolling it. If it flattens out a little bit, it's alright because that's on the inside. It's not going to harm on the outside. And then just keep rolling it up. And then you're going to add some glue to hold it together. You could use fast fuse if you wanted. I just prefer using liquid glue. I do use the fast fuse too, but on this, the liquid glue just works fine. And then there's our little diploma for the side of the card. And the reason why I used the cardstock and so much of it is it's going to take a lot to flatten it down. If you use just a small bit, it's going to be thin and it'll flatten down really easy. And this way it keeps its shape better. And then you're going to need a little bit of ribbon. You can use your school color or just black ribbon to go around your diploma. Just a small piece is all you need. Keep the seam down because you don't want to see the seam. That's what you're going to glue down. So it wants to stick to my fingers and roll up. Of course, on camera everything has to mess up sometimes. And just tie a knot. Maybe. There we go. Twist that around, tie it tight. And with it being thick, you can make it tight. Make sure the seam's down. And I do a double knot. There we go. And I pull it nice and taut. And then trim up your ends. And that's done. So we'll put that to the side. And let me get my little piercing tool. Now we're going to put a hole for our brad, and we're going to mark, take our ruler, and we're going to find our center, which will be 2 5/8. Since this is 5 1/4. Get my gel pen back out and just a tiny mark, 2 5/8. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and here's 5. And that's all I need, just a small mark there. And then I'm going to put my little block in here.